Melissa Thomas from Stampin' Up, and I am super excited to be here today so that we can visit the Last Chance list. I'm also going to make some cards with a set from the Last Chance list, but I wanted to kind of revisit some of my favorites and a few that I just wanted to highlight a few of the things. So a couple of die sets are going and retiring. One of them is the deckled circles, which I used a lot, and the deckled rectangles, which if you like a fun kind of organic edge without having to rip the paper, these are both really great sets, and I'm really sad about that. I'm really sad about the mini pocket envelope die going away as well. This is great for gift cards and little treats and stuff. So this is, for me, probably these are sets I'm going to keep. Like, I'm not selling these because I like them so much. The painted texture embossing folder is going away as well, which is a shame. The Zinnia Suite is going away, and I'll show you some things, but there's an embossing folder that goes with it. And the leaf fall, which I loved this embossing folder. So it had a gentle kind of leaves that fell, and I used this a lot for the last couple of years. So anyway, those are some tools that are going away. One of the other suites that's going away is the coffee suite, and I have a ton of great ideas that I've received as swaps, and so I wanted to show them to you because I feel like there was just, there's this cute little flip card. There's this really fun, like, kind of open fold card that came. These were all swaps I got at convention, I think. And this one's actually like a little pocket, like, envelope that has a card that pulls out, a gift card holder on the back. Wow, that's actually really cool. So it has like a gift card holder on the back, which is neat. So anyway, this whole thing is going away. The paper, I think everything, the die set. So if you haven't gotten this and you like the colors or you like the graphics, I would highly recommend that you get this because it's going away. It's on the Last Chance list. All right, a couple others that I've gotten a chance to play with or received as swaps. This is, I think, the Evergreen Elegance. This is a beautiful set. The Frozen Edgelets. We made a couple of really fun cards with this at an event, and really enjoyed this. I enjoyed the sentiments. So this is one I'm sad about as well. And then the Flora set is going away as well. The paper and the stamps and dies. You can see we use those deckled rectangles. Anyway, very sad. The Blueberry set is going away. They really pulled back for Last Chance this year and went and looked back at what maybe hasn't been moving as well and things that they know they need to, send on their merry way. So, speaking of merry way, Sweetest Star is also retiring, and that's sad. I really enjoyed playing with this guy, and you've seen me play with him before, but sad to say goodbye to that one. We're also going to say goodbye to the Playful Ghosts. These guys were fun. I really loved them popping out. The little Dracula guy was cute. So if you love Halloween and you like that set, you might want to grab it. Christmas Friends. I don't have the stamp set because I actually have a friend that borrowed it, which is funny. But we did a whole class around Christmas Friends, and really enjoyed playing with it and coloring the little critters. And I like that I'll be thinking of you this season and have a very Merry Christmas. I love a good pun, so that's a good punny stamp set. I used Softly Said a lot this year. I love a big stamp set that has a big words. The words are really large, and it was a lot of fun to play with this. So that's one I'm a little sad to say goodbye to. Hang an Ornament. I have a couple samples, but I only could find one. But this has been fun to play with. So it's an interactive set, and it you can actually pull up the pieces. The dies let you pull, so that you can use this as an ornament and also put like a sentiment behind it. So it's a pretty cool set. One that I'm sad to say go. Warms My Heart is a beautiful set, and I got a really beautiful sample from a friend. A friend sent me a card with it, and I thought it was really pretty. It has a girl with a wreath, an apple picking, and this is a snow globe. Although, this was funny, Erica Serwin thought this was a girl holding a donut. It's hilarious. So she colored it like that. It's really cute. Deck the halls with wreaths of holly. Memories of you warm my heart. I would pick you over and over again, and hey pumpkin. The sentiments are nice on that one. I really like it. A couple other things that are retiring on the last chance list. The Autumn Expressions Suite, the bundle. Beautiful opportunity to make these really cute hanging pieces that almost look like a locket or a purse. It's a nice set, and so that's definitely, I'm a little sad about that one. Sweetly Scripted is going away, and I have a couple of samples from Sweetly Scripted because I really did enjoy this. Happy anniversary, congratulations, birthday, a million thanks, speedy recovery, and save the date. This is one I'm probably going to keep, actually. I think it's a really unique stamp set, and I don't think we're going to get something like it, and we've never really had anything like it before. And the Simply Zinnia is going away, and I mentioned that. You guys know I've done a lot of techniques with this. We did the blackout reverse. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. We did some of the pastels, the poppin' pastels. I've made cards with the dies only, which is kind of cool. This is actually a really fun fold. I got two of these fun folds, and I wanted to show them to you. They're both wild. So this one is, it's just got this piece that's it's a gatefold, but it's also got a belly band on it. It's really pretty. And so, beautiful card. And then the other card that I received as a swap was even wilder. I participated in a fun fold swap at convention, and I think I'll do it again because I've really never gotten fun folds like these. So this one is wild. So it has this piece here. So this can open, and this can open, which I've never seen that. And then not only is it cool, and it does that, which is neat, and it can kind of sit like that, or you can open it, but the back is decorated as well. I've just never seen a fold like this. It was the coolest. I have no idea what it's called, but it was a really cool one. So clearly the zinnias inspired people to make really cool cards, and if you don't have this set, I think it's a winner for sure. So, and then let me show you a few other things. So, here are some other sets that are retiring that I've gotten some good use from. The reindeer set is retiring. I got to play with it. I don't own it, but I got to play with it. We made this really fun fold out kind of album, which I thought was really neat. So I can't wait to fill that with some pictures. A few other sets that are retiring that I think are kind of non-negotiables. Classic Letters is a wonderful set. And if you don't have this one, I would highly recommend it. I think it's great for scrapbookers. And I'm going to make sure I can see us live. Because what I realized was I couldn't. And so if the comments were popping up, I couldn't see anything. So, but this is great. If you're a scrapbooker, this stamp set, the letters are quite large. They're probably an inch by an inch. And it's a really good stamp set. So sad to see that one go. Textured Timber is a really cool one that had a lot of neat textural pieces. You could use like the kissing technique with that one. I haven't done that in a long time. I should do that. Maybe we'll play with this one and we'll do that next week because I haven't done that forever. Happy Little Things was a really sweet set. I love the sentiments in it, the speedy recovery, a peaceful season, the best day ever. And it included a little micro die. And I just don't know where my samples are, but it has these little tiny dies for the small pieces. So just loved it. Thought it was a great value. If you're looking for kind of a all occasion stamp set, this could probably cover you for quite some time. So just a thought. Heartfelt Hexagons is going away as well. Sad about that. I love these textures. I did a lot with So Very Merry last year. We did the angel on vellum. We colored the Santa with blends. This is a really fun set. One of a kind. I just showed this one off, I think, last week. Magnolia Mood, y'all. I did a beautiful, beautiful card. You got to go find it. But I'm really sad that this one's going away because this line art image is just, it's gorgeous. And I really love the sentiments and the fonts. Just a note to let you know you're loved. What a sweet sentiment. And Garden Meadow is going away, which I'm also kind of sad about. So I really loved the die with Garden Meadow. So this is that really large arched window die that is just so cool. So, all right, I'm very sad. Those things are all going away. But what also is going away is the set I wanted to show you, which is the Decorative Trees. So I might have mentioned last week that when I did my open studio, I had some folks come over who wanted to play with the Decorative Trees dies. And what they wanted to do was just die cut a whole bunch of trees because they're really cool. There's a large tree in outline. There's this squiggle lights. There's one with holly, snowflakes, stripes, all the little punch outs, and a plaid tree. And then there's this kind of curly Q tree too. So the product of our open studio fun time was a whole lot of trees that I now need to make cards with. So what I thought we could do is kind of go over a few of them. I'm going to start to build the cards, and then at least you'll get to see the variety. And then if I won't get all of these cards made. There's like 20 something in here. I mean, we really did go crazy. But what I thought could be fun is you could see them, you could see the pieces and kind of how we style them. So I'm going to put these two together. This one's going to be pretty centered, and I'm probably going to do like, the season's greetings. Probably not Oh Christmas Tree, because I don't think it's going to fit very well. I could do May Your Days Be Merry, and I think that'll fit really well. And I'm just going to stamp it right on top. No need to go crazy, right? So sometimes when I'm looking to make a bunch of cards, doing something like this is helpful because then I tend to pump through them and I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to make cards. And one of the reasons I need to make lots of cards is because I send a lot of cards. And I don't always, I make a lot of cards during the year, but I also really need to, I probably send 150 Christmas cards. If you're a customer of mine, you've probably gotten a card from me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the glued piece kind of down on my silicone mat, and I'm going to bring this green piece that doesn't have glue on it to the mat, and that's going to let me kind of glue that piece down, hopefully without making too big of a mess. There's just a little bit of glue. That's not bad considering. All right, and then I'm going to glue this piece flat on the front. But this is almost becomes like a scrap challenge, right? Because then I've got all these scraps, quote unquote, prepped cards pretty much ready to go. And I can go through and I can make a bunch of cards really quickly. And they're still going to be beautiful. We're still going to love them. But sometimes you just have to get the cards made, right? So we are making the cards. All right. So for this one, I might come back. There's a little star die, and I might come back and add a little star at the top, just as like a little finishing touch. But I think it's a really cute card, period. And this plaid die is just it's just the cutest. So lovely. All right, card number 1, done. Moving on. All right, so we have this, I have the plaid piece as well here, and I have this really cute background that is, I think I need a piece of white though to go on that, but I'm gonna use a piece of pretty peacock to kind of tie in with this glitter paper. So I'm gonna look in my scrap bin, and I'm gonna see what I can find. And in the meantime, we're gonna lay this down. I could have used this side too, the little deer. Very cute. But I'm gonna go. And then I saved this piece. It was like a coordinating piece that I had cut off because I'll put it on the inside. So I'm just gonna tuck it right now on the inside. But I do think I need a piece of white for that. So I'm gonna grab my scrap box, and I've got quite a few little scraps in here. That looks like it's the perfect size. And I'm gonna glue this onto here, and I'm gonna do the same thing. So I'm just gonna do wee little dots. Now this is a newer Tombow, which means it has a lot of glue in it, which means that the glue comes out a lot faster. And I was really used to my kind of dying Tombow. And so the first couple of times I used it, I was like, oh, that squished out really quickly. But I'm going to try to put little dots of glue kind of all along these little pieces here. And then okay. Now this one I am just going to lift and center because I need to see. I'm going to get my tool to lift this without touching it. Because for me that's the key. All right, so we're going to put this on the front. Centered. And a little bit higher, only because I think I want to stamp. And it still doesn't quite fit on there. Season's Greetings fits there. And sometimes you just stamp what fits, right? And we're just going to use black ink because guess what? Black goes with everything. That's what my mother said. Perfect. Season's Greetings. Love it. And then I'm going to grab my snips and make sure we use up all the edges, right? And we're going to pop that up on some dimensionals. All right, here we go. And I'll work on that inside piece later. Okay, but that's super cute, right? Super easy. So one of the things I like about this Decorative Trees is that all the trees are very different and they all have a very different feel to them. And so that's nice because you can create a lot of different looks. So when I was Googling this, I think this is probably the most designs I've found from a sample that I've ever seen. Like, I was really surprised. This is a really pretty piece of DSP from that Sentimental Christmas. And this was the paper that I didn't think I was gonna like. And I've used a ton of it. This paper is also our charity paper. So proceeds, like I think it's $3 from every pack that's sold goes to help with children's literacy programs, which I really love. So I'm going to layer these trees like this probably, although I kind of want to see, I might go this way. And I'm going to stamp this sentiment, A Very Merry Christmas, because it fits on the tree. I'm going to stamp it right there. come back and add some bling or something to these. I might not as well. Like, a lot of them I used glimmer paper on or foil paper, so it's possible that I don't need to add anything to it and I can just move on. Ooh, that moves. That also moves. All right, this one's very narrow. So one of the things I wished I'd done was used adhesive sheets on these guys. I did not. That was a mistake. We were very excited and we were die cutting a lot, and I did not use adhesive sheets on any of them, and I regret that decision greatly. Especially this one. There's not a ton of wiggle room to glue pieces down on this one, but it's gonna be okay. All right, so I'm gonna get this and I'm gonna get it placed. There's no there, so that's good. All right, I think I'm gonna go down. So I'm gonna go straight. And I wanted to layer this on top just a little bit. And I'm just going to press it over the whole piece. There, that's cute. That's sweet. Someone will love it. Is it my favorite? No, but someone will love it. All right, so here's some fun pieces. I had a piece for the inside and I'm hoping a piece for the outside. I think I need a white card base for this one though. And I think that piece, okay. So this piece is running top to bottom and this is gonna run, I'm gonna probably pop this guy over here. So I have choices about kind of what I wanna do, what the sentiment is. I thought about doing like a Christmas tree up here at the top right, and I think it'd be kind of cute, so I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna stamp it first, just in case I screw it up. This is definitely the stamp I've used the most from this set. I like the font. I like the mixed font with the serif and the sans serif. And then we're gonna do this. And then the this is some old foil that we had. We had like some old red and green Christmas foil. I was kind of digging through my retired stuff. I have a couple of racks of retired paper that I dip into when I'm, you know, just having fun. And sometimes when I do like senior center card classes, I'll use that. So this is gonna go right here in the middle. So this piece I had and I was gonna use on the inside, and I think I still am. The problem with this is if I wanted to put it up on dimensionals, I can't because it's got so many holes. You'll see all the dimensionals. So I am just going to very gently and calmly do my moving fast. I'm just going to put some glue on here and hopefully not too much glue because I don't want it to come out through the holes. I did not love this tree very much. I thought, but I saw a couple of really cute designs with it. What the heck? All right, again, I'm going to kind of use this to lift it up. And then we're going to put it down. Perfect. Again, I'll kind of just gently press. A little bit squished out, but not much actually. So that's pretty good. And then, you know, I might decide to add, you know, something to it. I want to make sure that all the pieces stay down there. I don't want this card to come apart. All right, and then I'm going to take this piece and I'm just going to put it on the inside. One of the reasons I liked this as a coordinating piece was it has some little random dots as well, and so I thought that kind of echoed the front. Perfect. All right, so there we go. Oh, did that move again? Oh, it moved. All right, so I can also try to, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use the silicone mat and I'm gonna press really hard. The good news about that is that the silicone mat, if there's any sticky stuff, it'll come up on here. So, okay, good, but still super cute. Next. All right, we're gonna do another peacock one, and we're gonna use some more of this sentimental Christmas paper, because like I said, I have a lot. Okay, and I didn't trim that right, and that's okay. We have our trimmer here. We can make that happen. So 5 1/4. And now I've got a little piece for the inside that I can use. Sometimes I like to use the coordinating piece on the inside. I think that's kind of fun. Sometimes I'll use the same, just kind of depends. All right. And with this one, we can layer. This was the fancier paper that came with Sentimental Christmas. It was like part of the suite. I honestly don't remember the name, but it had these 3 patterns that kind of, lightly correlated. So I thought it could be kind of fun to do a 1, 2, 3 on the front and have these trees. So I'm going to do the white tree. I'm going to glue down flat. And then I think I'm going to do the red tree up on dimensionals, and I'll do the other one up on dimensionals too. And I'll just stagger them. This is a specialty designer series paper that is a little bit thinner than your traditional specialty paper. Like a lot of our specialty papers are really thick. This one was a little bit thinner, and so... All right, so then if I want to layer this one here, I'm going to just know I'm going to use a little bit of glue probably here, like on this corner. Okay. And then we're going to need maybe 1 dimensional and... Perfect. All right. And so with this one, I could choose to put a sentiment on it. I could also choose to not and just leave it. And I think it's got a lot of pizzazz as it is. So I probably won't do a sentiment on that one. All right. So this one, I had a couple of ideas using the reindeer paper. And I've got this gold tree that I cut out. I've got a nice little piece for the inside. And then I've got the cute little reindeer that we're going to cut out. So the reindeer paper has lots of little reindeer that prance all over it, and I think it's a really fun paper to cut out. I never got the reindeer, I never got the stamp set or anything that went with it. And that's okay, because I feel like the paper had plenty to play with. And I didn't feel like I just didn't feel like I needed the stamp set. And sometimes we have paper like that, where you can just have some fun and cut pieces. And one of the benefits of my paper share is kind of learning that, right? Learning about the new papers that come out, getting a sample of all of them, getting a chance to play with them all. And then, if you wanted to order more, you could. So I'll be running my paper shares for the spring catalog. I always include the paper party. Once or twice I didn't, and I think everyone was a little sad. So the paper party is where we meet on Zoom, and you get to learn about the paper, and we make a card together. For every paper pack you get, we make a card. And it's a good way to get to know the paper and kind of understand how to use it best. So for this one, we're gonna use I'm gonna do the cherry cobbler. We could do real red too. Let me see if I've got real red. Sometimes I have some card bases just ready to go. And maybe not today, but I'll use real red for this one. It's a little bit brighter. So we're gonna score once and cut once, right? So we're gonna score at 4 1/4, and then we're gonna cut at 5 1/2. I was talking with someone the other day, and I said, yeah, I said, it makes sense because then you only, you're not wasting scoring twice. So, all right, so we're gonna put this on here. We're gonna have, I think, the tree probably here and this little reindeer here. So if I was gonna put a sentiment somewhere, right, I could kind of say, well, what sentiment do I want and where do I want to put it? May your days be merry. I think that's super cute. So I think I'm going to put it over there. So I'm going to stamp straight on the DSP, which you can do. I'm going to move this one so I can actually see. And I'm going to get our glue. We're on a roll, right? All right. So tell me from the last chance list, what is something that you're sad to see go? Something on the last chance list that you were like, oh, that makes me sad, or I'm gonna miss that, or I use that tool or stamp set or die or embossing folder a lot. I got a lot of use out of it this year. I'm always curious to hear what others find, that they're gonna miss. So, all right, so we're gonna put this tree kind of over here. The deer can be behind it, that's fine. And then this little guy, I'm gonna get up with some dimensionals. So I'm gonna cut a few tiny ones maybe to go on his legs because he has skinny little legs. That one can go on his tail, his antlers. The rest of his body is a little more well proportioned. Okay, so now we've got the whole deer. Especially when you're trying to pop up DSP, you want to make sure that the whole thing's really well supported with dimensionals, or else it will look weird. So we're going to make sure that we've got every single piece well supported here. And hopefully no dimensionals sticking out. Hopefully we can't see anything from the front. Oh, it looks pretty good. All right, so this guy's gonna be prancing right along. Look at that, isn't that cute? That's a fun set. I like that, that's a fun card. Okay, moving right along. All right, so this features that specialty designer series paper again. And then with this one, I wanted to have a variety of trees. And so the trees are going to be layered. Look at that, isn't that pretty? So we're gonna have, and I might go this way for the 3 trees. But first, we have to glue. So this die has there's a little bit of wiggle room here. Oh, that's too much for sure. All right. So again, so this tree is interesting. So this was run through with the dot one, but run with one of the plates missing, and instead using the silicone mat. You might also have, we had an old thing, it was like an embossing, it wasn't a plate, but it was like a gel mat that you could run through your machine. I just used the silicone mat as my piece and thought that that went well enough. So definitely something to consider. Nice. So it just adds a little bit extra texture, you know, to this piece. And then the snowflakes, I really like this die a lot. But I think that it's important to note that it's a little more bendable, I guess is a good word. So it just has some more, it could be easy to get it out of shape. It's also missing some great opportunities for gluing. Like I wish that it had a few of the edges were a little bit easier. But I want to make sure that I get the tips of the snowflakes glued down and the corners of the trees, because that's important. All right, I'm going to use my technique of just flipping this piece over and hopefully getting it lined up just so. So there's a little bit of extra glue here or there, but that's okay. I will say if you don't like gluey messes, use the adhesive sheets, because this is definitely a little bit messy than even I would like. So, all right, so last one we're gonna glue. I think we've got a pretty good strategy for this one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make maybe a few more with you guys, and then I'm gonna post a video on Instagram. I'll probably make one or two on a reel. And when I do the reels on Instagram, I use something called hyperlapse, and what it lets me do is it lets me speed up the crafting so that you can see what I do, but you don't have to be here for the entire painful thing. But I thought that today we could make a few of these together at least. So I see a little extra piece of paper here. Looks like the die didn't quite come out. All right, so we're gonna put our tree on here. So I'll probably make maybe one more with you, and then I'll post on Facebook and Instagram a nice little summary of all the cards. So you'll get to see every single one of the cards when I'm done, which could be a while. But I'll show you a few of the preview pieces just so you can see. So I motivate you to come back and see these. All right. So we're going to glue this cherry cobbler. And then we can kind of layer the trees if we want, like that. I think that looks nice. I'm gonna put this one in the background. And again, you know, if you need to come back, like I might end up putting a little bit of glue. I don't know what happened there, but there we go. So I think it's important with this one maybe to, you know, make sure you get all the pieces glued down, not just the middle, because you don't want these trees to catch on like the envelope or, you know, something else while you're putting it together, putting it in the mail. And then we'll do this one on dimensionals for sure. Perfect. Nice. And sometimes, I mean, if they're that fancy and that pretty, you don't really need, I don't need a sentiment on here at all, I don't think. I could have left this one plain and maybe stamped the sentiment on there, but I don't think it's necessary. So, okay, we're gonna make one more and then I'm gonna show you a preview of some of the other guys. So, I've got this one that has these 3 trees on it and I think it's pretty. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for a background. Probably, like, I'll probably do just a white panel. And I might do them kind of in order like that or something. I might emboss the white panel, but I've got a vision for that one, so that's good. This next one, I used the negative, and I thought that was really cool. I'd like to stamp something on the bottom of this one. I don't know which sentiment is going to fit there, and I think it's going to have to be Season's Greetings. So let's stamp that. As low as humanly possible. And then we're going to get our card front. We're going to glue this really pretty DSP. This is from the Snowy Days one. And I've loved this holly ever since I saw it. Just love this. I like the stripes too, but I very, very, very much like the holly piece. And then this piece is going to get popped up. Make sure it's nice. This is going to pop up with some dimensionals. So you don't even have to use the detailed pieces, right? Because you can just have a piece that pops up. So normally I would probably only do dimensionals on the 4 corners, but when you have something like this, that it needs to be fully supported, top and bottom, so, and on the sides too. So, plus that helped finish up that sheet of dimensionals. Perfect. Look at that. Isn't that cute? What a fun card. All right, so previewing, I've got some really pretty deep colors here, and we're going to layer this on top of that. And I might end up needing to break this up a little bit. So I might need to maybe do something like that. That's nice. I've got this one, which is beautiful and has a nice tree as well. So that's a nice one. another kind of snowflake tree, but this one with this on it I think is nice. If I wanted to, I could put the tree here and stamp a sentiment here, or I could put the tree over here. Maybe I do a flag or something. I'm trying not to bring in a ton of extra paper. So this one I actually had a piece that I had a little stripe behind here, and I thought that was a fun kind of wintry fix on that one. This one, I think I actually, maybe I did glue this one down already. So this is going on here. I don't know who's getting this or why, but who knows? Who knows what I was thinking on that one. I've got another one here that has this, and maybe I'm going to use, maybe the idea was to do that. It's like an extra piece of that. All right, this one I'm excited about because it already has trees on it. So we're going to do a tree and a tree and a tree. And we're going to use this little holly tree, which I didn't cut a ton of these out, but cute. They weren't my favorite. I've got a couple of trees here. I'm going to do one with these blue gingham pieces. This is on sale, the Festive Fun. I've got a couple more here. So a couple of trees with little deer. This one's bright and fun. Whoop. I've got a really nice one here that is silver with some of the pool party, and then another one with some pool party and some of the that white and gold, and then the gingerbread too. So yeah, we've got some fun cards, I think. So I will make a few more of these, and I will post them, and I'll post all the finished photos probably by tomorrow, because I'll finish these up tonight and get these cards on their way to their recipients. It's time to mail your cards. So, all right, thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks, y'all. Talk to you later. Bye.